July is con season. We're not going to be doing one in July, so we're going to be coming back in August. Speaking of con season, I will be doing going to Escon July 14th to 16th in Escondido, California, and just a great little board game convention. Play board games, rent board games, everything board games. And then the big one, Comic-Con. So that's what, July 20 to 23rd. And I will be teaching games in their game rooms. So, David, what are you going to be doing for summer?
Well, like you, I'm going to be going to Escon. I've got myself slotted in to do a prototype session of Galactic Alliance on Saturday. So anyone listening to this who's going to be going to Escon should feel free to stop by and join me for that. Otherwise, I'm mostly just looking to get back into a lot of the smaller events and play tests and stuff that kind of happen over the summer at the various game shops and whatnot.
Awesome. So Brian, what are you doing over the summer?
Well, the big one is San Diego Comic-Con. That's going to be really, really awesome for us. We're going to be up in the mezzanine area demoing all of our games, including Webspinners and Freelancer RPG. And we're going to be having, actually, we have 3 demo tables in the main game area. And then we have 2 tables that are going to be running demo sessions of our RPG over in the RPG room with Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and stuff like that.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll be in the game room as well in the mezzanine. I'll be teaching for Slugfest Games. So I actually have 5 of their games now. So hopefully the newest Kickstarter that I just got in, I'm hoping I can learn it by then to be able to teach it. And then also Steve Jackson Games will be there demoing for them as well. So it's nice to kind of see the design side of things, like you guys know how things go.
It can get to be an obsession.
It really is.
Yeah, well, and I always find it interesting of how much a single play session can completely change your outlook on like the balance of your game or the way certain things work. I have one game that I've been, tinkering with for quite a while, and we hadn't played it since the pandemic, and I brought it out to a table with just some friends to play. And we're going through it and we're like, we need to like streamline this section and change this. Going through all these changes and stuff in a game that I was thinking was more in the like tweaking phase. And suddenly we're, making some very drastic changes to it again. So yeah, it's definitely a process, and you never know when that's going to hit.
It's a really cool part of the demoing experience too, though. I mean, getting to play your games with, I've taken unpublished games of designs of mine to conventions before, and it's getting to see, on one hand, hundreds, if not thousands of eyes on something and a lot of different opinions on it that may or may not be, helpful.
Yeah.
You definitely have to take it with a grain of salt. But at the other hand, you get to really see a lot of situations that you might not see otherwise. I mean, without playing through the game 100 times, you might encounter some conflict that you would never have encountered otherwise. And all of a sudden you have some new rule you need to, iron out. It's really crazy how that can really make such a big difference in the whole design overall. And then you tweak one thing and then it affects everything else. And you almost start looking at a different game.
Yeah, that happens an awful lot. And the other thing that I get out of doing the public playtest stuff, that like I can have played a game with my usual gaming group 100 times, right? And everyone there has a certain way they understand things and the way they play and the way they think about things. And you go off and you play with different people, and suddenly someone approaches it from just a completely different angle that you've never thought of and never seen anyone play the game that way before. And that can drastically, affect your idea of like, balance or rules or whatever. Because you're like going, no one's ever tried that. That's actually works really well or too well, or in this situation this rule is just completely broken. Like the
Yeah.
rule just, nothing in the rules handles what they just tried to do, even though it's technically a valid maneuver. So that's always really
Yeah.
interesting for me, is having people hit and find those, chinks in the rules that.
Yeah,
But yes.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. And I do look forward to play testing your game at Escon. I love deck builders, so I'm looking forward to that.
It's a co-op one, so yeah, it should be a
Oh,
lot of fun.
nice. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, we teach a lot of deck builders as well. And some cons we just bring deck builders because it's just so much fun. But yeah, so we are looking forward to everything that's going on with summer. But yeah, so is there anything else during the summer other than Escon or Comic Con that you guys are looking forward to doing?
It's not exactly the summer, but I know the other con that I have after Comic Con is Mini Wars.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are all familiar with that, but that one's in October.
Okay.
And that one is it's run by the Historical Miniature Gaming Society. And that's a fun one. I have to double check exactly where that one's located. That's going to be October 14th and 15th.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, that's always a fun one too.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'm happy seeing more small cons and events and stuff happening now that we're getting out of the pandemic era, because that really just put the brakes on so many things.
I know it. I know it.
Um,
I know there's a lot of big companies that are not going to be at Comic Con this year, so
Yeah.
it's been going around about that, and so hopefully the feel of Comic Con will still be there, but we're looking forward to that.
I'm really interested to see if, a lot of the major studios not having a Hall H presentation. I think that's gonna be, thousands of people that don't have like the main thing they were expecting to do. They already got tickets. They maybe already have hotels or plane tickets. Like, what do we do? We're at Comic-Con all day and we were planning to go to this, Marvel presentation. It's not happening. Hopefully they end up by games. I mean, hey, if you're
right,
people, come to games. We're there. We're always there. But I feel like we're almost like the little known secret about Comic-Con that I think this year the secret's going to be out. People are going to be looking for something to do, and we're there.
Oh, definitely,
well,
definitely.
And I think that's a big issue, right? Because like you're saying, a lot of people just plan on staying in Hall H all day, right? Because you have to get in there, and once you're in there, you may have hours before whatever big panel you expected to go to. And I think that's always one of the issues with Comic-Con and board gaming specifically, is unlike a lot of the smaller cons, there is so much to do all of the time that a lot of people are like, well, yeah, but I can play board games at home, right? So they don't necessarily, especially if you're coming from out of town, right? That's a lot of, time and money invested in going to the event. So they try and go do things that aren't their everyday fare. But to your point, I think because there's a lot less of those huge, big events, I'm hoping we're going to see more people going around and doing a bunch of the smaller stuff around con that they maybe wouldn't have ever gotten around to because they were busy standing in a line for 4 hours.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really hoping it goes back to feeling like, 10 years ago con. I'm looking forward to it. I definitely am looking forward to it. But for the most part, we'll be in the game room.
Yeah.
So
it's a good place to be.
Yeah, it definitely is. I know that they had there's 2 big game rooms on the mezzanine right next to each other, and the one that we will be in one of them, and the one next to us have like a paint and take, and my husband's looking forward to do that.
Those are like my favorite things. I take my sons there every year, and they always they love it. They also the Pokemon trading card game always has a big space there where they can run organized play events and stuff. But they also always have the Pokemon Go area where you actually get friend codes, catch Pokemon, do screenshots and swipe Poke Stops and stuff. And then you actually can win physical rewards, actually getting packs of cards or plushies sometimes, stuff like that.
I'll have to check that out.
Challenges on Pokemon Go.
I'll definitely have to check that out because my first time starting with Pokemon Go was at Comic Con in 2018, I think. But I've been, because I love Pokemon, so Pokemon Go has been my like go-to thing forever.
I mean, and
But
what's not to love? Pokemon is OG. It's the best.
it's the best. It's the
It's so much
best.
fun.
Yeah, it is. Um, David, have you been to an Escon before?
Yes, actually, I did a demo of an early version of Galactic Alliance at Escon 2019.
Okay. We've never
Right
been.
before the pandemic, I'd started going to
Right.
it. And
We've wanted to go for years and we just never got a chance to go. So we're going to be going this year. Just looking forward to doing Escon. Um, I don't know what to expect, but I know it's gaming, so I'll be happy.
yeah, I mean, I obviously don't know if anything's changed since, 2019, but yeah, it was pretty much just, various rooms of tables and gaming and very much board game centric.
So does anybody else have anything to add for summer or beyond?
Yeah, actually, I realized I totally forgot to touch on one of the things that we're going to be doing at Comic-Con in regards to our the freelancer RPG. So we're actually going to be having the organized sessions, which have limited spots per session each day, and you're going to be able to do use the online registration, which is a first for us. We're usually, pen and paper day of going like, okay, cool, you've signed up, yay! But we're actually getting like online registration, which is huge. But we're one of the tables in the main game area is going to be running, just a basic overview of the game mechanics, as well as we're going to have some people helping people go through the character creation with the book and actually building your own characters. You're able to then take those characters to the sessions that you sign up for. And for each session that you participate with your character in, you're entered into a raffle. And at the end of the con, we have this raffle where one player is going to get their character sculpted and 3D printed for them. So, very cool. Yeah, last year we had one person, she played a giant capybara mechanic. Oh, and so gosh. She has like a giant wrench over her shoulder as her melee weapon. And I'm like, I'm so excited to get this sculpted. And we did. We got it completely sculpted. And I also love seeing people bring their own characters. We have pre-generated characters available if someone just wants to sign up and play as someone. But we also have all the pre-generated characters already sculpted. So, like, let's get some new characters in the game.
Very cool. That sounds awesome. Like, that sounds like a great thing to get more people to come in to see your games and everything. Definitely.
It helps everyone, and it's just a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
Drives a lot of engagement. That's great.
But nice. Very cool. Yeah, so we're all looking forward to everything, and we will hopefully see all of you at Comic-Con or Escon this summer. But we wanted to thank Table for Two for hosting this, and until we're able to have another conversation night, we'll hope that everyone has a great night.
One more thing, can I add? Can I give you guys all the opportunity to plug your social medias or however they would like to learn more, or if they wanted to follow you, or maybe whatever you talked about, if they wanted to learn more?
Brian, do you have any?
Yeah, so we're SafeHaven Games on Instagram, Facebook. You can also find our website, safehaven-games.com. And yep, those.
There
that
he
right
is.
there. And then also you can be looking for Freelancer RPG on Instagram, and also on our Discord server, which is a really fun place. We've actually had a lot of fan engagement, adding their own artwork, we've had people writing sky shanties because for your airship travels, and sharing them on there and stuff. So it's a fun community, and we're always working to grow it.
Nice.
And I am Pixel Beard on most social media.
All right, and then if you want to attend Escon, their website is I believe it's Escon. I have it right here. So
Perfect. And I'm going to give one shout out to the Table for Two Games social media and the websites. Table for #2 Games games. The YouTube channel is Table for Two, but the O is 0, and at the end it's the #2. And same with the Instagram, it's a little bit different. It's table_4_2_games.
and we thank them for being the hosts tonight. And we hope to see you all later.